Welcome back to my channel. Today is a Christmas themed stretch routine with all you need is your yoga mat, and we're going to start standing nice and tall with our shoulders relaxed by our sides. Your feet are going to stay shoulder width apart and your legs are straight. We're going to get into a hamstring stretch, bending forward, pushing the hips back, keeping those knees straight and not bent as you feel a gentle pull in the legs behind you. If you can get a little deeper in the stretch, feel free to round out your back a little bit, keeping the legs straight and seeing how far you can go down. And take deep breaths holding this position, inhaling with your nose and exhaling with your mouth. We're going to remain in this position for one more deep breath before isolating one hamstring at a time. So stand nice and tall. Keeping one leg straight, we're going to keep a focus on one at a time. The other leg bends in front of you. Put as much weight as you want on that bent knee in front of you. As long as the back leg stays straight, your hips are going back, and you can feel the stretch in that back leg only. Take your last deep breath here. Feel free to round out your back, just keeping that back leg straight. Slowly coming up, we're going to switch sides now, keeping the other leg straight. The other leg you just stretch crosses over in front of you. You can bend that front knee as much as you want, putting your weight on that leg, focused on keeping the leg behind you straight without bending your knee, feeling a deep stretch in that hamstring. Remaining leaned over that front leg, take your final deep breath, inhaling with your nose. And on the exhale, gently make yourself up and open up your feet as wide as you can, wider than your shoulders, keeping the legs straight, pushing the hips back for a wide hamstring stretch. So again, try not to bend your knees, you're pushing the hips back and feeling the stretch in both hamstrings. To bring in our glutes now, we're going to grab our elbows, bend the knees, and fold forward as far down as you can. Keeping a bent knee, you're going to start feeling the stretch in your glutes versus the hamstring. And just take one more deep breath before coming up. Slowly make your way, and we're going to repeat the cycle one more time, starting with a wide-legged hamstring stretch. The legs are straight, the knees are not bent. Take a breath, and when you're ready, slowly bend those knees, grab your elbows, and let everything fall forward in front of you. Emphasizing the stretch in the glutes versus the hamstring with the bent knee. Slowly make your way back up, keeping the legs nice and wide. You're going to angle one foot towards one side. The foot that's towards the side, you're going to bend the knee and then lean over the straight leg for a side reach. Holding this position for one more breath, it might be a little bit tricky, but as a deep stretch in the groin and the side body. You're going to return towards the bent leg, putting your weight on that leg and reaching towards the other side now for a deep breath. Taking your final breath, you're going to slowly return back to center. Straighten the leg, bring the foot back in, and we're going to switch sides. Angle the foot out to the other side, bend that knee, and lean towards the straight leg for a big side reach over your head. Make sure you're still breathing, reaching as far as you can. Take your last deep breath here. On the exhale, you're going to put your weight on that bent knee and open up towards the other side. Taking one more breath here. On the exhale, you will return back to the center. And now we're just shifting our hip to one side, Not moving the feet, just focused on that inner thigh stretch. Pushing the hip. Taking one more breath on this side here. You're going to slowly make your way back to center and push the hip to the other side to feel your inner groin stretch. Keep breathing in this position, taking your last deep breath here, inhaling with your nose and exhaling with your mouth. Slowly make your way into a normal standing position. You're going to interlock your fingers behind you now. Lift and roll the shoulders back as far as you can, and then lift the hands up as far away from your body as possible. Keeping the chest up, you're going to feel this open up the chest and shoulders, seeing how high you can lift those hands. And to go deeper in the stretch, we'll round forward. You can bend the knees, tuck your chin into your chest, and again, lift the arms up and see how high they can go. Feeling this in your lower back, mid-back, shoulders, and back of the head. Take your final deep breath here, slowly making yourself into a nice tall position on your exhale. And now you're going to grab one elbow, giving it a pull and leaning to the side again. Opening up the side of our body, the shoulders, and the triceps here. Feel free to close your eyes as you take a deep breath, inhaling with the nose, and giving yourself a deep exhale with your mouth, releasing the elbow, and with the other hand grabbing the other one, gently leaning into your stretch. Try to keep the body nice and tall, not leaning forward too much. You can close your eyes as you take your final deep breath here, inhaling with your nose. And exhale with your mouth, returning back to center. Your arms will relax. Now, hold on to something for balance. With your hand, grab your foot and pull the knee back for a quadricep stretch. So make sure you're not leaning forward in this stretch. Your body's nice and upright. You're pulling the knee back. Feeling a gentle pull in the front of your leg. We're going to take 2 more breaths here, really emphasizing this quad stretch, keeping the body upright. Take your final deep breath here. Taking your time on the exhale, dropping the foot, switching sides, holding on to something for balance, grabbing the foot and pulling the other knee back to open up your quadricep on the other side. Keeping the body upright, pulling the knee back. We're going to take a couple more breaths here, really feeling the stretch. Take your last breath, inhaling with your nose, and exhale with your mouth. Slowly make your way now into a seated position on the floor. We're going to get into a butterfly stretch now, putting the palms of your feet together. Bring the in as close as you can to your groin, letting the knees fall out to the sides to open up the hips, the groin. Try to close your eyes here, letting the shoulders relax. Take one more deep breath, pulling those feet in. And when you're ready, you're going to open up the legs as wide as possible, leaning forward, grabbing the floor in front of you, tucking your chin into your chest. Feel free to round out your spine as much as you'd like. And we're just going to focus on letting those feet fall out, feeling a stretch in the hamstrings, glutes, groin. Take your last breath here, inhaling with your nose. And gently close the legs on the exhale. We're going to get back into a double leg hamstring stretch, sitting nice and tall. The legs are flat on the floor, and just leaning forward over those legs. Feeling a stretch in the back of those legs. Try not to bend those knees. We're going to take one more breath here before we isolate one hamstring at a time again. So when you're ready, start bending one knee, bringing your foot next to your leg. And try not to twist your body, just bend over that straight leg without bending your knee. And we're going to switch sides, bending the other knee, the foot comes next to your leg, leaning over your other leg now to isolate the other hamstring. You're going to take your last deep breath here. On the exhale, sitting nice and tall, and that is going to be the end of our legs for today. We're going to bring in our forearms, hands, and shoulders real quick, interlocking the hands, pushing them away from you, and reaching as tall as you can over your head, keeping the fingers interlocked. See how tall you can make yourself, giving yourself 2 more breaths here. Gently make your way down. And that is the end of our practice for today. I hope you're feeling some relief. Happy holidays, and I'll see you again next Sunday. Bye.